put bee colonies into a beehive?
We're going to show you right now.
Hi, this is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. In today's video, we're going to put bees into these beehives. Now this is our first time ever having bees, so you're going to be watching us put bees into these hives, and it's going to be our first time too. But there's going to be a little twist in this video. We attend a bee club up in Missouri, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take clips from our last bee club from the instructor telling us how to actually do it, and then splice in the video of us actually doing it. That way you can see what it looks like in a classroom and what it looks like when we really do it. If you're not a subscriber, make sure and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell too, so you don't miss any of our homestead related videos. That being said, I gotta get some bees and we gotta put them in these beehives.
Okay, you need to install them right at dark. Whether you get them on Wednesday afternoon or Thursday. You need to install them right at dark. The reason, if you do it at 8 o'clock in the morning or at noontime, you install them, then they get out on you, they fly out, they're not used to where they're at, and they may not orientate themselves.
How dark?
Yeah, how dark? Like this?
Right now, right now.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it don't get dark till 8:30, you know, so you can do it 7:30 or after, you know. If you can't do it at dark, then you need to put some green grass or something in the entrance and stop it up completely. And then as that grass dies down, the bees can make their way through that dead grass one at a time and do it that way. Okay, you're going to get a package, like the package piece comes like this.
I'm Michael
And I'm Stefan.
from Sniping Rhino Ranch.
And these are our first 2 colonies of bees.
You'll have a can in the middle set in this opening right here. That's the sugar water that they're feeding off of while they're being shipped. So they got 3 little holes pumped in the bottom, just enough so they can get just enough to eat. So when you get them, they're going to be hungry. Get your spray bottle, mix up your sugar water 1 to 1, half and half. And when you get them in, whether it's 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon or 9 o'clock Thursday morning, regardless of what you do. You don't install them to dark. You want to keep them in a cool, dark spot until that time comes. Cool, dark. Garage, somewhere we don't have sun shining on them, but cool and dark. Okay? All right, they're going to be hanging in there all on here, buzzing around. Take your spray bottle and spray the heck out of them on both sides. Get them good and wet. Okay? Get them good and wet. Don't want to drown them, but they want to get them good and wet. And what they're going to do, they're going to feed off each. They're going to clean each other up, so they're going to be after that sugar water. They're going to be halfway hungry. Okay? So now you're going to spray both sides. Now look what I do next. Watch this right here. Drop it down real sharply like that, and the bees are going to fall down. They're hanging to each other. Take your spray bottle and spray the heck out of the ones that fall down because they're going to be dry. See what I'm saying? Fall out in clumps. This is preliminary. So when you get them, you spray them. So they need that sugar water. They're going to clean each other up. Okay?
Brings the sugar water
And
down.
then put them in a cool, dark spot. Cool, dark spot, out of the sun. Now you get ready to install it. You get ready to install it. Your hive should be sitting out there ready to go. Take off the top, get the hive ready and everything. You want to spray them just like you did the first time. Spray them good, drop it down, spray the heck out of them. There'll be a plywood board on top as a cover. Take your hive tool and pry that plywood board off.
I can't hit the button.
So we got our sugar water.
It's filmed. Oh.
And we are going to spray them down quite a bit. We want them nice and wet so that they can't fly. Now what we'll do is we'll just pop them to the bottom and spray them liberally again, because we want to get them as wet as possible. And I don't know if you can see that. We're filming with this camera, but about half of it is filled with bees when they're all on the... They've definitely gotten a lot quieter too. So we're gonna hood up and we're gonna start the process.
I can give Mom the hat. Get the wipe on the spring.
Pour it off. Okay? Then reach in and grab the can and pull it out. The queen cage is going to be hanging right beside it. Reach in and grab the queen cage and pull it out. And then put that lid back on top.
So the first thing I'm going to try doing is getting this thing out, which is not something that's easy to do with gloves on. So this is the feeder. So I'm going to just, you can see some bees flying around.
Take the queen out and put that back on. Yep.
So
Take it off to the side. You want to look and see if that queen's still alive. There should be 6 bees in there, 5 workers and a queen. That's the way they normally come. So if you have any problems, call me. Okay? Call me. Those bees, now there may be a worker or so dead, but the queen should definitely be alive. You may find a dead worker because they don't live to 6 weeks.
So what I want to do is I want to look and make sure we have a queen in there and that the queen is alive. And I can see the queen, it's right at the top there, it's the big one. And there actually is a dead worker in here. They only live for 6 weeks, so it's easy for them. So I know that there's a good queen. So I'm just going to set this off to the side.
All right? Make sure that's okay. Then you want to take your queen cage. Should have a strap on it. It didn't have a hive, but you take it and you put the queen cage in between the frames. This is while your hive is still empty. And you need to attach that queen cage to the frame. You use that strap and a stapler or however you work it so they can hold that queen cage in place. The candy end should go up. Candy end goes up. Your hive is like this, running this way. You want your screen wire to be facing to the front or back of your hive. Front or back of the hive. You can't put it sideways. When you put it sideways, you're in between the frames, and the bees can't get over here to feed the queen because your frames have got it blocked. And what I've done, I've taken a stapler and put the 2 frames here side by side, and I would staple this to the frame and this to the frame. As long as that queen cage is held in place, so it doesn't fall to the bottom of the hive. If it falls to the bottom of the hive, turns upside down, the queen may die.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this and I'm going to stick it right in between here. Now I want it to go facing the rear of the hive. Here's the entrance, so that they can still feed the queen. And they've got this little metal thing here, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to use a stapler to staple that thing. You can see there's actually a dead bee on this queen cage. That metal thing that they have with it, as you can see, it actually fell to the bottom. So I'm going to try to get that out. There's actually... Can you grab that? There's actually 1 bee in there. Can you see that? So I have the queen in there.
Now, if you've got used frames, already been used, yeah, they got a lot of propolis on it, and it won't go in between them. But you take your hive tool and use the other end that got the curved end to it, take it and stick it between the frames and use it for a pry bar and pry it this way, and you'll pry your frames apart where it fits in there. When you let it loose, it's in there tight and won't fall down. Okay, now here's my recommendation. Do not remove the corks. Do not remove the cork to let the bees eat through the candy to release the queen themselves. I don't recommend that. And now one beekeeper, one man writes in all the bee magazine, he said he leaves his queens in the cage for 10 days before he releases them. That way he knows they're going to accept her. Okay, my deal is I found out that 5 days is good enough. And then you take then you go in there after 5 days, pull the cork out, and take 2 or 3 frames out. When you put your hand down inside it, take that cork out and watch the queen walk out.
Wow, they've actually built in the gap we had. Let's see what happens. Out because that's what he told us. Now all the workers are actually dead in this thing. It's only the queen that's alive and she's trying to get out. How am I supposed to get this cork out? The queen is out. They did not swarm her or anything. So that is a good thing.
If the bees jump on her, which they won't, they shouldn't anyway, you ain't got a problem. But if the bees jump all over like they're trying to ball her up and cover her up, then you got a problem. Get your finger, go in there and move the bees around. Yeah, they're not going to sting you. Move her around, catch her, and put her back in here and call me. All right, then, when you get all that done, then you want to maybe, I don't have to, but y'all will. You may have to wet them again, because you're taking a little time. Do the same thing, just wet them again, and then take the lid off. Take the lid off of this, and turn this upside down, right on top of your hive, and just start dumping them out. And they're going to fall out in big clumps because they're wet. They're going to be wet, and they're going to fall out in big clumps, and put it right on top of your frames, and they will filter on through. Okay? You will not get all the bees out of this package. You will not get them all out. Do not worry about whatever few is left. Put the cage right beside your beehive, on the side like this, with the opening facing to the hive. Overnight, those bees will dry out, and then they'll go inside the hive because that's where the queen is.
Release the bees!
The bees! There's a whole bunch on the back. Wow. Stuff in the nail on that. Spray? Run away. What do you mean run away? That's what I said. Bees.
So he's wearing protect. Sorry.
I mean, if you want to move, you can. Now, if you notice, they're just coming out in clumps. There's a lot more flying than I would have thought, actually.
Shake the hive. Stephen, start shaking the hive a little bit.
Now, I'm just going to set this next to the entrance here.
Daddy will.
And because the queen is up in here, they'll just fly in there. And I may kind of help them along a little bit. Now, they will go down into this hive. Ooh, these gloves don't work very good at all.
One of them is on your pants.
So the gloves we have aren't the greatest. I actually just got stung. So I made it almost 3 minutes.
Do we have to remove any frames to dump them in?
You can if you want to, I don't.
Okay.
If you do, then when they're down in there, push the frames in there pretty quick and just ease it down so you don't smash them, and ease it down, they'll move out of your way. I just put mine right on top and they'll filter on down.
That's what I'll do.
Everybody can do it different ways, you know.
Now for this one, I'm actually going to take a few frames out and see if that won't help
Flying bee
get
count?
more. You can do it both ways, so I'm just going to dump these in here.
I don't know if they're gonna attack each other. Yeah, I think more of them are going in. Wrong hive. Hope it was. Wow.
Okay, I'm not worried about getting all of them again. I'll set it right by the front of the hive and they'll fly up. And I'm just going to
Can I have
put the, yeah, if you want, go ahead.
I'll get up with him. I don't, wait, wow. Why are they all over the
Okay,
ground?
as you can see, they went in a lot faster doing it that way.
Should I put one of them went out?
So I'm just going to slowly put those frames out. And they're actually,
It's not
You
it.
can probably leave one out for a day or two.
well, let me see if I can't get it in there. There's too many bees on the ground to get that other one all the way in. I don't want to crush them. Okay, so that went in all of... Well, it went a lot faster. I think I like the other way better. But
If
anyway...
you got a hive top feeder, you don't use an inner cover.
Yeah, Stephen started spraying and spraying and spraying. A ton.
Jeez, go away. Go away. Move away. One of them's being
Okay, can you see this? Most of the bees are in. They're not piled up like they
Should I
were.
flick one of them off? There's one of these bees, those bees over here.
So we have a top feeder. Pretty sure I killed a couple when I did that, but that's fine. So we'll put that in there. And boom. And like I said, we're going to lead this here so that they can get inside.
Now, some of y'all, you know, I can do it. I can install a package bees in 3 minutes. It's going to take y'all 10 or 15. You're going to be shaking like this, you know. But I've got more experience, so it's going to take a little time. But
So me and my son Stephen here, we got the bees in. I think I'm the only one who got stung about maybe 4 times. You can see them flying around. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and it's educational. Leave a comment. Let us know how you do things with your bee. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos. This is Todd
Stefan.
from Sniping Rhino Ranch saying, have a great day.